Hi, I'm criminal defense attorney Nick Alcock. Our law firm has represented really thousands of people, and in the criminal arena we've seen many of these people suffer from mental illness. And the question is, what can you do with a client who suffers from a mental illness? And what are your options? And unfortunately in Arizona, your options really are quite limited as a defense attorney. Most of the time what happens is if a client comes to you and it's obvious they're having a hard time understanding what's going on, you send them to a Rule 11 competency evaluation. That evaluation is done with a doctor, and it's looking for two things. One, the doctor will ask, can this person understand the nature of the proceedings? Can they understand what's going on? And are they able to assist an attorney in the preparation of their defense? Can they actually meet with an attorney, remember things, and assist their defense attorney in putting their defense together? Now, unfortunately, it's pretty easy to pass this Rule 11 evaluation, and many very mentally ill people do pass it. They are able to understand what is going on, but they still are having a very difficult time with their mental illness issues. Once they do pass, so to speak, the Rule 11 evaluation, the case goes back to the normal flow of court. And the prosecutors there are so used to seeing people who suffer from mental illness that they aren't really going to give somebody a pass just because they've suffered from mental illness and they've got some type of history with mental illness. You have to do a little bit more than just say, look, prosecutor, we have a problem here because this person was in Rule 11 and they're having a tough time with mental illness. So what can you do? First, you have to get all the medical records. You've got to document what's happening with this individual. And you got to prove that someone really is mentally ill. If there are no records, if we're talking about an undiagnosed situation, you've got to get your own evaluation done. You need to have a psychiatrist, a psychologist, meet with the defendant, meet with the client, and really get the ball rolling so we can prove this is a real issue. Once that's done, you can file what's called a deviation request with the prosecutor. That's a fancy term for a letter to the prosecutor, which highlights this is really what's happening, this is real, this isn't a fabricated situation, and this individual really is suffering. We've definitely gotten good results for clients when we've done this, and there is a trick to the trade, and you have to be very detailed in the way that you put together the deviation request. You can't just be broad about it. You have to have the actual diagnosis. There are ways to handle criminal defense clients that have mental illness, but you got to start from the very beginning and you have to do it right. So if you or a loved one are in this situation where you're dealing with mental illness in the criminal justice system, give us a call, 602-989-5000. I'd be happy to sit down with you, speak with you, talk about what's going on with you, and give you some insight as to what our firm can do for you. Again, our number 602-989-5000. And thanks so much.